Hey, everybody, welcome to the Jim Masters Show Live Entertainment Lifestyle Talk Show series. I hope everybody's doing well today. It is, as always, nice to see all your smiley faces. I'm your host, Jim Masters. This is our Entertainment Lifestyle Talk Show series that we started some 630 episodes ago, bringing light, love, levity, and our famous Loveity, as well as poignant conversations, great entertainment, and lots of surprises to all of you worldwide watching here on our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. We thank you so very much for joining us tonight, today, this morning. I know you watch from different time zones, so it could really be any time around the world. We are coming at you live right now, as we always do with our series. But if you are watching this again later on in our archives for the replay, we welcome you as well. You're free to comment. Matter of fact, we have a lot of comments coming in from what we call our JMS Loveity Squad. Those are folks who watch faithfully every single day with the guests that we have that come in from all walks of life, celebrity friends from TV and music and film and just incredible sports, comedy, food. You know the drill, those of you who've been with us for a long time. But if this is your first time joining us here at our Entertainment Lifestyle Talk Show series, thank you so very much for joining us as well. I work professionally in television, radio, and stage and film, have for a long time. And we're doing a very special episode. We sort of switched things up tonight because we wanted to pay a special notice and remembrance and celebration to an extraordinarily talented person, but just an extraordinary person, bar none, really an extraordinary person who was a guest on our show with his brother, and at that time, his wife-to-be. I'm talking about the incredible Alex DePue. Now, you may remember, if you were with us, that episode was not only filled with laughter and entertainment, but since we were live, it got a little crazy, too, with the Wi-Fi, and they had to move around the room. And then they started seated in chairs, and then they were on the couch having a cocktail. And it was, as we like to do here on our show, very warm and very conversational. It wasn't that long ago that Alex was here on our show as a special guest. Grammy-nominated violinist, the fiddler, record producer, teacher of music, lover of everything music and the violin, but he also is proficient in the viola and drums and like 5, 6, 7, 8 other instruments, which is extraordinary. And he started early on at age 5, and he never looked back. He graced our presence here on the Jim Masters Show Live. And again, it was a bonus treat because his brother Zach and again, his fiancée at the time, Aria, and they did get married and had a beautiful wedding. They were bonuses that night because we didn't know the other two were going to hop on the show. Well, we learned about a week or so ago that Alex was sort of like in a recording session at his studios in Mexico. He lives in California. The family's in California. They're originally from Bowling Green, Ohio. And boy, do they love him in Bowling Green, I tell you, hometown proud. But he was in Mexico and heading back to California when, unfortunately, at the age of only 49, he suffered a heart attack. From what they said, the family had said on social media posts and what I had learned personally, actually. And that was while he was driving. So it was a fatal car accident as a result. So we lost Alex. The world lost Alex. The family lost Alex. Alex, of course, part of the DePue Brothers Band. It's a family band. They've been doing music for a long time. So, you know, I said I wanted to do, we've done it for a couple of folks who are dear friends of mine, where we actually flip the show upside down and we do a special tribute show. We did it for legendary Hollywood actress Sky Aubrey, who was a guest on our show. And then just a few months later, at around in age mid-70s, I mean, legendary actress, all the TV shows, all the movies, she had passed away. And last summer we did a beautiful tribute to her as well. And then we did one that is, and you can see that on our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. And then we also did one to a dear personal friend of mine. Um, and that dear personal friend of mine is, of course, Ronnie Spector from the Ronettes, who I've known for a long time, and just an absolutely beautiful soul. Just taking a look at some of these comments. Thanks, gang. We'll take a look at all these beautiful comments that are coming in here. You can comment live if you subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is Jim Masters TV. That's the channel you're watching right now, and you'd like to post a comment live during the show. I welcome you. We welcome you to do that. You can also, which we also encourage, we encourage you to post a comment on our YouTube channel. So you can post in chat right now if you subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's a special gift to our subscribers, and there's no cost for subscribing to our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. That's where we house all these episodes of great entertainment, lifestyle, variety talk show episodes. So subscribe, click the notification bell so you never miss any of our amazing episodes as well. So you can comment live and chat when you're subscribed. That's a gift again for all the subscribers, the JMS subscribers. But also you can comment on the YouTube channel. So if you don't feel like commenting right now, amongst the Loveity audience that's commenting, you can comment privately or later on the actual YouTube channel. And we would love that. And give the episode a thumbs up if you like it. But Ronnie Spector, of course, was a dear friend. And she was the lead singer and founder of the Ronettes, Be My Little Baby, Walking in the Rain, all those great songs, a dear family friend. And I did a Jim Masters Show episode video personal tribute. And it's on our YouTube channel. You can see that as the world is mourning Ronnie as well. And that was just a couple of weeks ago. And I knew her personally, and we shared some personal photos. Alex was a guest, and man, was he a firecracker. He was absolutely extraordinary. And what we want to do is celebrate his life with all of you. I thank you very much. I know a lot of people have been, I wouldn't say excited, but they've been looking forward to this episode of our show. We have some photos, we have some video courtesy of Alex DePue and the Fiddler, LLC.com, spontaneousrecords.com. Those are all of his pages, and we'll post all of that for you as well. So you can, his music is going to still be available, and you're going to want to pick up some of it too. It's extraordinary stuff. You're going to hear a lot of it tonight as we celebrate Alex. In addition to that, we also have some clips from the original episode where Alex and his brother Zachary, who is also another brilliant musician, and Aria, all three joined us on the Jim Masters Show live. So you get a chance to see some of that as well. We're going to share that with you as well, which is my pleasure and our treat to all of you. As I mentioned, Alex began studying classical violin at age 5, and he won his first university level competition at age 10, soloing with the Bowling Green State University Symphony Orchestra. And later at age 14, won a competition which really entitled him to perform at New York City's Carnegie Hall, serving as concertmaster under the direction of Joseph Silverstein for the National Guild Youth Symphony Orchestra. And he continued to appear as a guest soloist with orchestras at music festivals worldwide. And he became interested in fiddling at age 7 and began competing in fiddle contests. And he reigned as the Michigan State Fiddling Champion from 1994 to 1998. He won first place, the trophy at Walnut Valley National Fiddling Championship in Winfield, Kansas in 1999. In 2005, first place in the Texas National Fiddling Championship. 2000, first place in the Alabama State Fiddling Contest. 2006 to 2007, first place in the California State Fiddle Championship in 2007. And it goes on and on and on. He has worked with some of the greats from 2007 to 2010. He joined legendary rock guitarist Steve Vai for a world tour that took him across North America, South America, and Europe. And his videos have been seen all around the globe. That's right. Owner of a Lonely Heart and Smooth Criminal Medley is one of the most incredible things that you'll ever hear. In addition, he toured as music director with Capitol recording artist Chris Cagle from 2000 to 2006, with whom he regularly appeared on the Grand Ole Opry, CMT, Great American Country, and VH1 One Country as well. And just really extraordinary. And he, of course, was a very big believer in supporting other artists too, and supporting their fantastic music. He has his wonderful studio, which actually is in Mexico. And there he is with Steve Vai, which, again, that was a phenomenal relationship and friendship as well. And the family band, the DePue Brothers Band, playing all kinds of fabulous music, including Christmas and so much more. Our hearts go out, mine, as your host, Jim Masters, all of us at the Jim Masters Show Live, to Alex's family, to Zachary, to Aria, to all the family and friends and fans around the world who are experiencing this great loss, which happened only a week or so ago. And again, it was very tragic news to hear of his passing. I want to show you a really fantastic photo that we have here as we remember and celebrate the life of Grammy-nominated violinist, the Fiddler. And you're going to hear him in action, and you're going to be absolutely blown away. If you didn't see the episode we did, where Alex, as well as Zachary and Aria, were on the show, and you've never heard his music before, you're going to be absolutely blown away by his sheer raw talent. One of the greatest fiddlers in the world. And I've had an opportunity to interview a lot of them on PBS and so much more, as well as on this show. I want to show you this very cool photo here. There he is at a young age, good looking Alex there, already studying, already, classically trained, ready to take on the world. Isn't that a great shot of him as a young lad? There he is. And here's another more recent shot, of course. And so again, our hearts and prayers go out to Alex's family and friends and all the fans. And of course, I'm a friend and a fan as well. And I have to say, it was one of our faithful Loveity viewers who watches our show all the time, faithfully, has been watching for well over a year plus. We've been doing the Jim Masters Show Live since May of 2020, and we've done, again, about 630 episodes so far and counting. Renee Oskerman, Iowa, one of our Jim Masters Show Loveity viewers, put us together, and I had known of Alex's work. I was very familiar with the DePue Brothers Band, but she said, I would love for him to be a guest on your show. And I invited him to come on. He jumped on. He loved the Jim Masters Show Live. He did promotional videos for us, raving about the show. He just loved the way we do it. It's conversational. It's warm. And we don't script anything. And so I want to really take a moment just to celebrate this extraordinary man. Again, we were blessed to have him as a guest here on the Jim Masters Show Live. And the audience went wild. To our viewers around the world, you guys just kept raving about it. And a lot of people have viewed it. So we're going to pull some samples from that episode as a special gift to all of you now who are watching maybe for the first time, learning about extraordinary Alex, Grammy-nominated violinist and fiddler, again, recording artist, teacher extraordinary, had so many plans, only 49 years old, so much more to give, so many more stories and laughter and great music to share for all of us. It is a sad and tragic and sudden loss. Absolutely amazing. And that's just one of the many clips that we're going to show you guys here on the Jim Masters Show Live. Again, before we do that, let's take a look at some of the comments that are coming in. Linda is watching from Florida. Good to see you, Linda. Welcome to the show. Sherry Larson is here from Kansas. Good to see you as well. Sherry, thanks for joining us on this special tribute episode. We have a lot of music, great conversation and levity coming up as we celebrate the life of one of our great friends of the Jim Masters Show Live, Alex DePue. Good afternoon, Jim and all the lovelies from Virginia Beach, Virginia. Good to see you, Rhonda Murphy. Thank you very much for joining us as well. Renee Oscom, of course, who also loved Alex. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for doing this in memory of Alex. I still can't believe he's gone. My heart aches for Aria and their family, friends, and all his fans. And I agree, Renee. Our hearts go out to him, to Zachary, to Aria, to the family, of course, to you and your family as well, because I know you loved Alex as well. So sending you Loveity from all of us here at the Jim Masters Show Live. Thanks for all these great comments. Renee and Merlin in Canada. Good evening, Jim and Loveities. R.I.P. Alex. Yes, Alex DePue, who was joining us as a special guest just a few months or so ago with Zachary. And it was extraordinary. You're going to thoroughly enjoy what we show you tonight. Hi, Jim Loveities. Happy Thursday. Good to see you as well, Joan Sando. Again, if you're just joining us, this is a very special remembrance and celebration of a life well lived. Alex DePue, Grammy-nominated violinist and fiddler, who was a guest on our show not that long ago, and who tragically passed away in an automobile accident in Mexico, coming home from his studio. Linda says, R.I.P., rest in peace, Alex, as well. Beautiful words. Anne in Southern California. Hello, everyone. Good to see you, Anne, as well. Thank you very much for being with us tonight from Southern California for this evening of remembrance here on the Jim Masters Show Live. Kathleen Walker. Hi, Jim. Hi, everyone. Good to see you, Kathleen, in New York City as well. Thank you very much, Linda. I appreciate that. Always still trying to find out ways that we can print these comments out so I can keep them. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. And Merlin has a thumbs up. Thank you very, very much. Again, a very special episode tonight. And thank you. That's the super sticker that's available during live chat. You can do super stickers, super chat, super emojis. That helps support our show and our series. That's something you get to do when you're commenting in live chat. Your comment rises to the top. It helps support all the expense of our show and everything that we do. So we thank you for that, Anne in Southern California. She just did the super sticker in super chat, which is available right now as you're chatting. You're able to do that. Thank you very much, Anne. That's very beautiful. Melody Faith Clark, welcome to the Jim Masters Show Live. It's so wonderful to have you here, Melody. My dear son-in-law, music producer, and friend, Alex. We miss him so much. Aria is watching with me. That is so beautiful. Thank you very much, Melody, Faith Clark, and Aria, and Zachary, and the whole family. I wanted to do something and wasn't sure what we should do. Should we pre-record something? Should we come on live so people can some comment? And I wanted to do it live so we can all be together in remembrance. So, Melody, our hearts go out to you and to Aria and the whole family this very, very difficult time. And hopefully some of what we're doing here. And, you know, if you're joining us for the first time, of course, I welcome you to join us regularly. We're here every night with our series, but I thank you very much for being with us, and Aria as well. Much love to you. Much loveity, as we say here on our show. Renee, thank you very much. She also just did the super chat in chat live, which again helps support the Jim Masters Show Live. Rest in peace, Alex. Heaven gained a very talented angel. Indeed, heaven did. Yes, he's probably playing violin for Ronnie Spector and Sidney Poitier and Louis Anderson and Bob Saget and the wealth of people that have passed recently. Jen Barry, it's so nice to see you in Pennsylvania, Jen. Sherry Larson is welcoming Melody and Aria, sending hugs and prayers as well. And yeah, really, really beautiful. Linda is welcoming Melody and Aria as well. And you're going to see Aria and Zachary on this, the clips that we're going to show from the this episode that they were on the Jim Masters Show. And then after we show you the segments when they were on, we have a few special things to show you towards the end of the show. So don't go anywhere as we celebrate on this very special occasion here. So sad, rest in peace, Alex. Prayers for his family. Kathleen Walker in New York City, one of our regular Loveity viewers on the Jim Masters Show Live. And hugs and prayers for his family and friends. Absolutely. Thank you, Anne. Linda says, so sad about Alex. Rest in peace, sending prayers. Thank you. Linda in Florida. Joan Sando. Prayers to his family. R.I.P. Alex. Thank you very much. And Renee Oscom. Hello, Aria and Melody, reaching across the miles, sending you big hugs. Renee is in Iowa. Thank you very much, Renee. Again, tonight we're focused on remembering and celebrating the life of one of our guests here on the Jim Masters Show Live, Alex DePue, brilliant violinist and fiddler, Grammy nominated as well. Rhonda Murphy, rest in peace, Alex. Thoughts and prayers sent for the family. Thank you, Rhonda. I know that they're watching right now, and they, if they could put a hug around you and everybody, they sure would. That's a beautiful thing to say. Yes, because I know on the show we talked about that. Everybody who's a viewer and a guest on the Jim Masters Show Live becomes a Jim Masters Show Loveity. He passed being a Loveity. Absolutely. Toby is here from California. Oh, now we're doing a celebration of life. Absolutely. Yes, we are. We're celebrating Alex. So sorry for the loss. Yeah. Thank you very much, Toby. I appreciate that as well. Again, we did these for other folks, Ronnie Spector, my friend, and from the Ronettes, and also Sky Aubrey, the brilliant Hollywood actress, too. So sorry for your loss. Yes, to the family and all the friends. Yes, it was a very memorable show. It was a lot of fun, too. We're going to show you clips in just a second, just taking a look at some of the live comments that are coming in right now. Linda says, I remember that show was so great. A lot of laughs too. And they played as well, Zachary and Alex. Alex was so happy when I suggested trying to get him on Jim's show. I was so happy to see him on there. I first met Alex when he was playing for Chris Cagle. Such a talented, great guy. Absolutely. Wow. I know you're probably talking about that video we showed, Sherry. And thank you for being here, Sherry. It's a blessing to have all of you here. He was an amazing talent. Kathleen Walker, absolutely. Anne, absolutely as well. Christine Clifton, who was here that night. Jim, thanks for doing this beautiful tribute for Alex. He was a very talented musician. His music will live on. Yes, it will. And Melody Faith Clark says, hi, this is Alex's wife, Aria, from my mom's YouTube account. And even though my heart is breaking in every possible way, it's also so full from the love everyone is sharing for Alex in this time. That coming from Aria, Alex's beautiful wife, who when we did the episode, she popped on, which was a wonderful surprise. Somehow he convinced her to pop on the show. He said, come on, honey, come on. And she popped on with Zachary, and it was awesome. And again, light love and prayers and deepest condolences, Aria. And thank you for being here. And hopefully this remembrance we're doing on the Jim Masters Show Live, maybe it doesn't ease the pain, the shock of it all, but hopefully it just envelops you with our loveity to know that you and the family are thought about. Absolutely. Nice touch with the candle on set, a genuine tribute for Alex. Loveity hugs to you and Loveities, especially Renee and Alex's family. Thank you very much, Christine. Yeah, I had that candle also. That's the candle I used when we did the special tribute for Ronnie Spector as well, which you can see on our YouTube channel. Hearts from Sherry Larson. And again, you guys can keep posting. Melody Faith Clark says, Aria again. Thank you, Jim, for this beautiful, detailed celebration of my sweet man and most magnificent musician in person, Mrs. Fiddler. Absolutely, Mrs. Fiddler. And just to show you something, gang, and again, we've got a lot to show you and a lot to celebrate and remember. She really, at the time of the show, the episode where they were on, not that long ago, just a matter of months ago, they hadn't been married yet, engaged, but then the marriage coming, and there it is. There is Alex and Arya there on the day of their spectacular and beautiful wedding. And yeah, beautiful couple. So when you see the clips that we're going to show you now, it's they weren't married quite yet, but boy, were they in love. And it was so evident. And The love was profound and the love was deep, and courtesy to Alex and the fiddler.com for, the material that we're using here. So we want to show you some clips. Some of them are incredibly musical. Some of them are very funny, and some of them are extraordinarily poignant. Clips from when Alex, as well as his brother Zachary and Aria, were special guests on the Jim Masters Show Live. So enjoy that. Continue to comment. Continue to join us in this very beautiful, heartfelt celebration and the life of somebody we lost too young and too soon, who had so much to give, but in the 49 years certainly left us with a lot. And then we're going to also have some very special things to share with you, some more very cool special things after we take a look at these clips from the episode where there were guests on the show. And it was a very, very beautiful and memorable episode, gang. So we're going to cue that up and show you some of that right now. Yes, my hair was shorter. And yes, I was wearing that very famous hat that you guys still love. I'll have to bring that hat back. The thing is, the hair is so long now during this pandemic hair length project of growing it, something I've always wanted to do. And I've worn it on TV, and, I'll keep it for a while. It doesn't fit under the hat. If I put that hat on, it would start to sneak out and probably flip the hat right off my head while I'm talking to you guys live. But here are some clips from the extraordinary and now very profound episode, one of the final episodes of this kind, where it's an interview, it's a conversation with Alex as well as Zachary and Aria, exclusively here on the show. And it really was something. So gang, enjoy this. And we will continue to take a look at the comments and show and post those throughout. And then we have some other special things to show you after we take a look at these clips. I'm your host, Jim Masters. You're watching the Jim Masters Show Live Entertainment Lifestyle Talk Show series here on our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV, as we remember and celebrate the extraordinary life of Alex DePue. Now, just a little warning, get ready to laugh because there's a lot of funny segments in this clip, or these clips that we're going to show you from the actual episode where he was on. So here we go, and enjoy. But very excited to welcome, as you can see on the screen, Alex, and he is here, and his brother Zach is here, and Aria is here. We're going to talk about all of them. Alex is going to be joining us in just a second. First, I just want to tell you a little bit about him. He's absolutely amazing. He began studying classical violin at age 5, and he won his first university-level solo artist competition at age 10, and later, age 14, won a competition which awarded a performance at New York City's Carnegie Hall, serving as concertmaster under the direction of Joseph Silverstein for the National Guild Youth Symphony Orchestra. He continues to appear as a guest soloist with orchestras and music festivals worldwide. His orchestral education involved participation with his local youth orchestra by age 7, and progressed with an invitation to join the Bowling Green Philharmonica with the top college level orchestra at Bowling Green State University, while still only a high school freshman, all the while serving as a concertmaster each summer at All State Orchestra in Columbus, Ohio. That was the norm for Alex. Especially fortunate for Alex, BGSU became a revolving door for music directors during that time, and included some now prestigious names who stepped up to that particular podium at the school. And really incredible. In 1988, Alex took a full scholarship ride to the esteemed music festival in Carlsbad, California, and at the festival chair, as the festival chair under the direction of Leonard Grin, he worked alongside legendary pianist Gary Graffman, once again as concertmaster, this time for that wonderful festival orchestra. Alex DePue's private teachers include Aaron Roseanne, Camilla Wicks, Stacy Phelps, and so many others. His YouTube videos are from really all parts of the globe, and his #1 YouTube hit, featured for 3 weeks on YouTube's homepage, Owner of a Lonely Heart, Smooth Criminal, yes, and Michael Jackson, respectively, has been viewed worldwide over 4 million times, which is truly amazing. He's toured as musical director with Capitol recording artist Chris Cagle from 2000 to 2006, with whom he still regularly appears, syndicate of the Grand Ole Opry, CMT, and Great American Country and VH1 Country as well. He also joined legendary rock guitarist Steve Vai for a world tour that took him across North America, South America, and Europe. In 2010, continued celebration for Vai's 2009 DVD release, Steve Vai, Where the Wild Things Are, live concert music movie co-featuring Alex. Its Grammy nomination for Best Live Rock Instrumental Performance at the 52nd Annual Grammy Awards and Gold Record Award issued to each band cast member for the Recording Industry Association of America, and recognition of gold sales status in both the US and Canada. Platinum Award from the Canadian Recording Industry Association. Really extraordinary. They remain close colleagues and continue to collaborate behind the scenes as well. Unbelievable. Decades of intense training and classical training. He became interested in fiddling at age 7 and began competing in fiddle contests, and we are so excited to have him here. He's really amazing, and he's extremely talented, and he's very, very passionate about what he does, and he's a master of his craft, and we are so happy and honored to welcome him to our show right now here exclusively on the Jim Masters Show. Everybody has all the welcomes in line, I see, which is great. So we're going to welcome Alex to the show right now, and Zach as well.
Hi, Jim.
Welcome.
Thanks for having us.
It is our pleasure. Our pleasure. How are you guys doing there on the West Coast?
It's great. It's really a beautiful day. It's sunny and warm, and we're even further south than California. We're all the way down in Ensenada, Mexico, where we have the recording studio.
Oh, very nice. So you're in Mexico. That's fantastic. Really, really cool. So how are you guys getting through this quarantining and, you know, this whole situation where everybody's sort of staying at home and having to be creative in these home or studio environments?
Yeah, it is really crazy out there. But in here at Ovni Studios, that's the name I've given to the recording studio here, nothing has changed a whole lot. Like, we're still able to get everything that we do professionally done online. So my main gig, as a day job, is that I teach all day, every day. Like, and I'm talking about virtual lessons on Skype.
So you do that all day, and that's fantastic. And are the guests from around the world?
Say that again, Jim?
Those students that you have, do they come from around the world?
They do, actually. We had one just as recently as last week, all the way from Israel. We have had a student this year in Lebanon, and then, of course, Kansas, and many of the different states. I'd say my roster holds about 12 students right now.
That's fantastic. So you guys have really had this interest in being musicians, especially a love for the string instruments at this really, really early age. Was there an inspiration within the family, your parents or other relatives, that sort of fostered this interest in specifically the violin?
Well, okay. So first of all, I want to go ahead and introduce to you my brother. This is Zachary, who just finished 11 years as concertmaster with Indianapolis Symphony.
That's right.
He got in just yesterday, and I feel like he's going to be a vital part of that answer, because both he and I, we have the same parents, obviously. We're brothers, and both of our parents were concert pianists. So on my mom, behalf of my mom, she was concert pianist, and like the best seat in the house was to sit right underneath the piano while she would play. And as a child, that was the best seat you could possibly have in life. The same is true with my father. And along with that comes a degree, and also he's a professor of music theory and composition.
So you were surrounded by the tremendous influences. You heard the music flowing through the house. And you picked it up early. Was the violin the very first instrument, or were there other instruments that you were also interested when you were a kid, both of you?
It's funny. The first instrument that was introduced to my oldest brother, our oldest brother, is Wallace. And, all four of us, four brothers, DePue brothers, are all professional violinists, as it turns out. Well, it was Wallace who got the violin first, and then I came along second. And then there's one in between there named Jason. And then, of course, the youngest is Zachary. And it seems as though each one would inspire the next. As soon as my older brother would begin getting attention from county fairs or blue ribbons or just really positive things in life that aren't normal for a kid that age, I saw that and I wanted a piece of it. And I think that that's true as each brother came along.
I think I have evidence of that when we take a look at this cool shot. Take a look at this, guys. That's going back in time, huh?
Wow. Indeed. Indeed. That's all four of us together there.
Yeah. That's amazing. It's amazing that everybody has this fabulous influence. We also discovered this. This is sort of like the timeline of your life, Alex. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah.
Wow. Did you?
Really cool, huh?
It is. Yeah.
Yeah. It's cool stuff. I want to, we have a video here that I want to show right off the top so people can get a real taste of you doing your thing, which is extraordinary. And then we'll come back and we'll continue chatting with both of you about your careers and the fantastic things that you're doing now and have accomplished. But I want people to really get a taste. You're amazing. You're amazing. Remind me a little bit of, but you have your own distinctive styles. I interviewed on PBS David Garrett when he came over from Germany. I'm sure you're very familiar with David Garrett, another incredible violinist as well. And just in terms of the passion and the enthusiasm and how intense, I mean, you really love what you're doing. Both of you do. But Alex, from what I've seen, you're just like you're in your zone when you've got that violin, that fiddle in your hand, right?
I do. I love it. It is an extension of my being.
Right, right. It's how you express yourself. Exactly. Speaking of that extension of his being, wait till you see this, folks. You're going to be blown away, and then we'll come back with the guys in just a second. Enjoy this.
All right, please take note. There's nothing up my sleeves.
Well, that's a little taste. But it really is amazing to see you doing your thing like that. I mean, you're just so absolutely incredible. Let's talk about some of those early years. You mentioned the influence of your parents.
Sure.
Take us from there, as things go along. The internet seems to be a little funky tonight, whatever is going on, who knows? But so we'll just have to muddle our way through. But tell us about some of the earlier influences as well. Who's some of the people that you looked up to that were some other influences, maybe other musicians and performers as well coming up the ranks?
Absolutely. Serious formal violin lessons began for me at age 5. And it wasn't too long after that my father had Joseph Silverstein, ironically enough, on the television playing a piece written by Johann Sebastian Bach called The Gavotte. And it ends with these 7 figures here. And when I heard that cadence, I had to learn it. I had to have that in my life. And that really inspired further growth for me on the violin. Now, come to find out, at age 14, later on down the road in life, I ended up winning a competition, which the prize was a performance with other people my same age at New York City's Carnegie Hall under the baton of that same guy, Joseph Silverstein. So that was a real, I mean, I always love that story because it comes full circle.
So from there, what happened from there? Because that, you know, when you're getting involved with being on stage at Carnegie Hall, that's a major, major thing, and a beautiful thing to have happen. Did that sort of open up the Pandora's box? Did the phone start ringing and ringing from there for you, Alex?
It's a great question. You know, personally, all I can do is share with you my experience. And what happened for me at that point has something to do, unfortunately, with ego. Because at that point, at age 14, when you look around and you see what is the cataclysm of success, apparently, that's what you've been told all your life, that Carnegie Hall is where it's at, and that's what we're all after in life. And it's at that point that I was thinking to myself, quite frankly, I was like, I wonder if there's something more. Because I haven't yet heard anybody stand up and cheer and go crazy, you know, yelling for classical music. And in short, it led me to begin exploring other genres of music, ones which are more convenient for improvisation, freedom, and moving away from the printed page.
So how would you describe, I mean, you can't really box in your style because you can pick that instrument up and you can play just about really anything and do it beautifully. How do you describe your style as a performer, as a musician?
I guess if I had to do it, I would say something along the lines of twisted American rocked out fiddle.
I like that. Yeah, I like that. Can you?
As a family, you know, we came up with a term that I believe is original in nature. I mean, my brother actually put a patent on it. It's called classical music. And as you might imagine, that's the melding of classical and bluegrass to form a brand new sound.
Because you guys performed together, the DePue Brothers, right? You have this group that you have formed. When did you form that?
Oh, wow. That would have had to been like, we're talking 80s, late 80s.
Yeah.
1985 is the first time we all played together.
1985.
You guys,
In 85, really?
That's what he's telling me. That's the first year that all 4 of us performed in public together.
Wow, that's amazing. We do have some shots, more of the recent shots of you guys performing. But the group with other musicians. What was happening here, guys?
Well, those are some hot cats. That includes all 4 brothers, of course. And then on the far right, that's Kevin McConnell on the double bass. He's a New York kind of a jazz hero amongst that crowd. It's a very small clique in New York. And then behind him is Mark Cosgrove. He won the National Guitar Flat Picking Championship in Winfield, Kansas back in '95. And then we have Brother Wallace, Brother Zach, myself. That's Don Liuzzi in the front there. He is the principal timpanist with the Philadelphia Orchestra and also the band's drummer. Now, things are kind of morphing and gelling and moving along throughout this whole COVID business. And who knows what's going to emerge out of all this. But moving on down the line, we've got Jason, Brother Jason, behind Don. And then way back there on the far left is a guy who is, I just can't say enough about him. His musicianship and artistry on the banjo is the likes of which we really don't often hear from that instrument. He's just an amazingly creative.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Mark Mumford is his name.
Mark Mumford.
Mike
Mike.
Mumford. Excuse me.
Mark Costco's Mike Mumford.
Mike Mumford.
Here's another. This more, I think this is a studio shot here. And what's happening here? Do you recall?
Live performance in Philadelphia on WQXR. Is that a possible call sign for Philadelphia?
QXR would be New York City.
That's New York City. So Philadelphia is the NPR station of
In Philly. Okay, yeah, National Public Radio in Philly. So you were doing almost like a performance in the studio for the listeners?
And that wasn't that long ago.
It wasn't.
Right, yeah.
That's 2 years ago, and we were promoting concerts in Philadelphia that we were doing at that time. And it was a holiday, so it was a lot of holiday music, Christmas music on that.
Oh, yes. Right. And I think we have another shot here. This is, you guys are doing Sleigh Ride, I believe, here, right?
There you go. Yep.
Yeah.
There's Mike Mumford there on the banjo.
Mike Mumford, man.
Yeah. Here's a cool shot of you, Zach.
That's from my Concertmaster days.
So you were with the Indianapolis Symphony Orchestra for how many years as the concertmaster?
11 years.
11 years. So I'm sure it wasn't easy deciding to, wrap it up and move on to other things. Were there other things you knew you wanted to do, Zach, or you just felt, the time had come and I've done my 11 years there, so I want to do some other things creatively?
I honestly felt like I had drawn out of the opportunity to serve as concertmaster, that I'd drawn all the opportunities and done what I could for and with the ensemble, leading and whatnot, that it seemed like it was destined for a new person to be there, younger. It's a very young orchestra now. And if you will, a lot of first-time jobs are won in that symphony. So you have a lot of players that are just starting their professional careers going through Indianapolis. And I was turning 40 and really started to want to develop my solo Bach repertoire. I wanted to play with my brothers and explore freelancing and whatnot, and developing my playing away from a job of that nature. There's a lot of responsibility to a job like that. So I was excited to move on. And, I think oddly enough, my timing couldn't have been better leaving the institution. It's changed and evolved in ways that I think I would probably be very frustrated with if I were still there. Well, so I'm happy overall.
Yeah, and that's the key. You got to be happy with what you're doing, especially when it's coming to involve the creative arts, because it can limit the creativity, the passion, the enthusiasm to continue creating and sharing if you're not fully where you feel you need to be. So it's good that you put in all that time and you did so much incredible work there, and you knew when it was time to pursue other avenues, which I think is actually a beautiful, beautiful thing. Love this shot of Alex really getting into it here. This is a cool shot. Where was this, Alex?
That would have been on tour with Steve Vai. I did about 3 years of touring with legendary guitarist, rock and roll guitar hero, really. I think he's actually in that game. We hear him. His name's Steve Vai, and he started with the likes of Frank Zappa.
Yeah.
And then his career unfolded, ending up with Whitesnake for a spell. And then, the climax of his career, you'd have to ask him what his was the role he had with David Lee Roth as lead guitarist. He had to take the place. If you remember, David Lee Roth departed from Van Halen, and all eyes in the rock and roll world were on Dave to see who he would pick to take the place of Eddie Van Halen. We all know who Eddie Van Halen is.
Right.
Well, he chose Steve Vai, and that was really, if you ask Steve, I think he would agree, that was the beginning of his
Mm,
domain in the rock and roll world. Really awesome.
absolutely.
It
I
was a
love
great
this show.
3 years.
We
Say that
opened,
again.
we opened up with this one. This one's cool.
The final of that shot is I'm wearing something different, but that was in a particular outfit, and then the final was kind of a different angle, but the end of the bow, the frog of the bow, seems to be coming off the page. That's a big shout out to Vanessa Briseño, by the way, ILU Media out in Philadelphia for fabulous shots like
She
that.
just got shot. This one's cool too.
That's
That's the one. Yeah.
That's the other one. Look at your expression. You mean business.
One has to understand that Alex, early as a teenager, became fascinated with magic. So he had his own little travel kit called Alex the Great. He was a magician that would do children's birthdays. He had a little thing, and I think to this day he's always imagined the arts of illusion combined with live performance.
Yes.
And that's why you get these photos like that, because there's an artist there that plays the violin. There's also like this magician attitude that's always been there with this guy.
That is true.
Look at that one. Yeah. That's really cool. How long did it take to grow the hair out that long, Alex? That had to take a while.
That wasn't so long ago. That was on stage at the Mark Wood camp. I was a featured performer with I have to use the word legend again, because the guy has his own line of electric violins that are very popular amongst electric violinists. But his name is Mark Wood, and he was a founding member of actually the Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
Oh yeah, yeah. I through my affiliation with with PBS for many years, we've done a lot of wonderful things with the TSO, and Paul O'Neill, who of course unfortunately passed away, and Bob Kinkle and Dina Fanai. Bob with TSO, Dina, one of the singers, and fantastic. The explosion of TSO has been unbelievable.
Wow.
Really, in terms of the response people have had to TSO. I found this. We were on tour and you played this. This is a very cool violin, a wood violin.
Yes.
What was it like playing that?
Well, that's hanging on the wall right over there, and basically
That is cool.
That is the Mark Wood Viper. I believe that's the first that's the first model that he released to the world. It has 5 strings as opposed to the more the conventional 4-string, traditional 4-string. We have the 5-string electric by Mark Wood, and in order for this to operate successfully, you have to wrap the guitar strap all the way around your body and then buckle up right here. And whenever you do that, it feels like you're about to take a roller coaster ride or something, because and that's basically what it is. You should be in the mood for a good ride whenever you put this thing on.
That is really a beautiful instrument. That is really nice. I love your studio. Your studio is really cool. I love all the colors, and it's just really a comfortable. You said, are you just over the border from California? And you said in Mexico is where you are right now?
Pretty much. It's about a 2-hour ride from the border. But I appreciate the compliments, because I actually did all of everything myself. Like I painted painted the walls and did the decoration, and everything is like exactly as I imagined it would be someday. So it's truly paradise.
And it's got all the soundproofing and everything you need, right? So you do the actual recording in there as well, recording sessions?
It does, and yes, I actually had flown in an extra line of electricity alongside that which already existed here.
Wow.
Just for powering the toys that I've got. I've got a lot of units which suck up a lot of power, like tube preamps and digital translators and processors and things of that nature. And then the speakers themselves require a lot of power. So it has been modified and wired from top down. Upstairs, we have a full drum kit with a mic on each drum, along with the 2 overheads for the cymbals. And all of that is wired through the walls to connect with Central Station, which is right here where I'm sitting.
Very, very cool. I have another video I want to share with everybody. I think this one is Aha. It's titled Aha. And we're going to share it and we'll come back. I like the way you look back at Zach just to check with him.
We were talking about him playing this.
Yeah, that's brotherly love.
Yeah, man. This is
That's
my favorite.
Here we go. Let's enjoy, everybody. More of the artistry of Alex here. And then the guys are going to play live for us as well, which we really, really appreciate them doing that. And lots of great comments coming in here. Somebody asked if your last name is French. DePue.
See, I get this question a lot. And
Do you? Yeah.
If you were to ask my father, he would tell you that it is a mistake to imagine the last name as being French. Because if it were truly French, it would be spelled D-E-P-U-G-H. So, according to Dad, our ancestors lived on the border of Italy and France, and as you go down the road, you would see the name printed on mailboxes, but pronounced much differently. This, in our case, being the Italian way of spelling the name.
So at your house, you have pasta along with a little escargot or to balance it out.
That's news to you, isn't it?
That is news to me.
It's news to Zach. I knew
That's
it.
it. Let's take a look at this video clip we have here, and then we'll come back, guys, and live and direct from Mexico on location. Alex and Zach DePue are here, our special guests on the Jim Master Show live. Here's some more music, folks. Get ready to rock out. You're going to love this one. That would be great. Yeah, I'd rather you do it live. I think live is better. Like,
sheet music is available at my website. for you, Jim.
That was fantastic. And all these great comments, people saying, make it sing, Alex, amazing. Owner of a Lonely Heart, really, really loving. And Willie in Holland says, now play Swan Lake. That is, believe me, they would if you asked.
Probably.
Very, yeah. Julie says, very cool. There you go.
Swan Lake, little Swan Lake.
Just for Willie in Holland, right? That is fantastic. Yeah, they're saying that's awesome. You guys are making the violin come alive. How do you guys like performing together? Do you play off each other? Do you come up with suggestions? I mean, how does that work? That must be fantastic.
It's funny you ask, because Zachary, as I mentioned, he just came in yesterday, and what we're doing right now is we're preparing for a series of concerts up in San Diego. So for any of your listeners in or around San Diego, this is a pretty large event that's happening over the course of 4 nights, from the 10th, 11th, 12th, and 13th at Del Mar Fairgrounds, the East Dirt Lot. We will be doing performances with a full band. So Zach and I, full band, and the audience will all be arriving in vehicles where they'll stay in the vehicles and listen and appreciate the goings-on, the concert, by beating the horn. That's the idea of applause these days. So it's quite a concept. It's happening in conjunction with the Mainly Mozart Festival, which is a very famous festival here in San Diego. And obviously, because of this coronavirus business, has been on the back burner for a while. And that does not put her down. Like, the Mainly Mozart Festival will continue in some form or some manner, no matter what. And we're here to prove it.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. So that's coming up, you said, in San Diego just real soon then, huh? That's exciting to get out and actually perform.
Yes, the 10th through the 14th, 13th, and that tickets are available online. So if you're interested, Mainly Mozart Festival, it's called the Resilience Festival this year.
MainlyMozart.org.
Zachary is the curator for the entire series, so he's responsible for putting together the entire band and also the programming.
That's fantastic. We'll try one more video that we have here and see if that works. This is stunt violin. I mean, I really want them to see that. I'm hoping that this will play. But we'll give it a shot and see what happens. Stunt violin. I mean, this is amazing. This is get ready to have your hair blown off, everybody. Here we go. That's amazing.
Did it work for you?
Yes. Did you see it? Did you see it and hear it?
We couldn't hear it, no.
We
But
saw
that's
it.
all right. We saw
But you
it.
saw it. So that stunt violin, tell us about that. That's amazing, because everybody's saying they hear it. Oh my God, wow, I hear it. Thank you. They're also asking if you play other instruments.
Yeah, I play pretty much all of the instruments, and that's one of the reasons that a recording studio was absolutely necessary in my life, is because I don't have to hire a bunch of different musicians to come in and play the different parts.
Right.
Instead, I can be, what's referred to as a one-man band these days. So, like, my most recent recording is called Modern Paganini, and is a great example of exactly that. Every note was pretty much recorded here at the recording studio, and I'm also playing all of the different parts.
Mm.
You just get to know the rewind button extra good.
Yeah, that's what it is.
You play the part and rewind, and then you play the next part and rewind, and then you play the next part. So
All these comments are saying great night of music. They heard the stunt violin clear, which was great. Wow, awesome that you play other instruments. So great, Alex. Wonderful playing, Alex. Fantastic. Clap, clap, clap. Oh my God. Wow. I hear it. Thank you from folks all over the world. Do you guys want to play something together for the audience?
Sure. We're gearing up, and like I said, we're practicing specifically for the Mainly Mozart Festival Resilience Festival, which is September 10th through the 13th at the Del Mar Fairgrounds, East Dirt Lot, and that's in conjunction with the Mainly Mozart Festival itself. One of the things on the program is the Vivaldi Double Violin Concerto. It's one of my favorite compositions by Vivaldi, at least throughout my own childhood, and we'll see if I've got it memorized by now. I'm back. Am I in? I think we have to go back, but I think we'll be in. Okay. Now for something completely different.
Absolutely beautiful. Really, really, absolutely beautiful. You guys play so beautifully together, and we've been getting so many comments throughout that. You play wonderfully together. Willie in Netherlands saying you're playing my kind of music. She's giving you hearts and flowers and all kinds of beautiful things. Mary Bishop says beautiful. Merlin asks, who is your favorite violinist? Do you have people that you look up to that play the violin as well over the years?
Absolutely. You
Besides Henny Youngman?
Some of my heroes include Itzhak Perlman. I grew up listening to Itzhak Perlman. Zachary, you have studied with most of your heroes.
Well, growing up, a concert violinist that I always adored was Joshua Bell. And it was just oddly enough, as I became a professional, he became a good friend and a buddy, and I got to hang out with him. But what a cool guy, and what an amazing violinist. And he grew up in Bloomington, Indiana, and he's about 12 years older than me. And he's just another kid from the Midwest, and so I always related to him just because of the similarities in looks and just his profound abilities on the instrument. So I always loved Josh.
Somebody mentioned also in the Netherlands, of course, Andre Rieu. You're familiar with Andre Rieu?
Beautiful programmer and abilities. He started out his career, I believe, in the second violin section of the Berlin Philharmonic.
That's right.
And tired of doing the job, so to speak, and created his own orchestral experience. And my goodness, he has created something that not many people can do. That's quite an organization he has put together.
Yeah, a real. It's a real niche what he created. Yeah, absolutely. Somebody also asked. They wanted you to play. I would love. Jeff Oscom actually says, Renee's family member says, would love to hear you play the beginning of Country by the Grace of God one more time.
I'd love to.
All right.
I'm going to send this to Renee and also to Chris Cagle. That just does the same thing again, but what a kick.
Yeah. I mean, what is your favorite? I'll ask you guys independently, starting with you, Alex. What is your favorite style of music, genre style of music that you like to play most? When you pick up that instrument, what really speaks to you first?
Wow. I've spent the last portion of 2019 and now even since then preparing for an audition to play in a symphony orchestra. So as of late, my answer would have to be classical music, because that's what's been really turning me on lately with regard to musical taste. And of course, in order to pay the bills someday, very soon, I hope to audition for a fine orchestra and then get the position.
Mm-hmm. But you also were noted for playing covers of like rock songs and so much more in such an incredible way too, huh?
Yeah, of course I love that freedom, and age 14 is still in here somewhere. And it's awfully difficult to resign to playing nothing but classical music for the rest of my life. But, times are really unpredictable, as you know, and things are getting rough out there.
Changing, right? Especially for artists, absolutely. Yeah. Giving them a little bit more of a flavor of the, somebody said Smooth Criminal. Can you play that? Want to show them some of your rock prowess as well, because I know some of the videos had that, but maybe you can do some of it live for us. That'd be cool.
Yeah, Smooth Criminal was part of that medley that I just played for you.
You had a piece of it in there. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that was actually part of so it's Owner of a Lonely Heart, and that morphs into Smooth Criminal. So I would do that if I hadn't already played it.
Want to do something else?
Sure. This has been a hit here lately on not YouTube, but Facebook is where it took off. If you give it a few seconds, you'll probably recognize this tune.
All right.
It's the fade out.
The theme from Gone with the Wind? No. Take on Me. Aha, that was fantastic. That was the video we were trying to play that didn't want to play, but it was better to see you do it live anyway, and also to have Zach come in on the vocal harmony there at the right points.
Couldn't do it without him.
You know, you're all thinking it.
Right? They were all doing it right. Take on me. That's fantastic. That's really cool. Again, just to show, you know, the versatility that you have. You guys want to play something else together for us?
Well, that's a good question, because this is as far as we've gone today in the preparation department. Have we played a whole lot together throughout the course of our entire lifetime?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes. But, you know, we haven't seen each other in a while. I could grab a guitar and you want to play it.
I could play the Preludio.
So you said that Zach just got in. Would he just get in from Indiana?
Exactly.
Wow.
Yes. And boy, are his arms tired.
Carrying the luggage, huh?
He's fixing to play. This is the first movement from the third full partita by Bach, and it is called the Preludio, movement 1.
That's perfection, Zach. That is unbelievable. You are really a master of your craft. Absolutely. And you're getting all kinds of bravo from everybody. Bravo from Willie in Holland. Renee Katz, who is a cabaret star in New York, memorized too. Really difficult material. Impressed. Amazing, Zach. I think you got that orchestra thing hands down.
Just a quick aside to those students of mine who are currently studying that piece.
Yeah.
Is that's above performance tempo. So he went all out there with the tempo, and that's quite fast.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Shame on me.
That's bravo and standing ovations, and that's really touching the hearts of viewers literally who are watching all over the world right now. Australia, Africa, Asia, Europe, United States, Canada, who are tuned into the show right now as they watch, usually always from around the world. Kathleen in New York City, loving it as well. Really, really fantastic. Did you have, was there another special guest that wanted to also join us as well, Aria?
One of the best decisions I've ever made in my life was getting on my knees and begging this young lady to be my wife. And it's my pleasure to be able to introduce her to you tonight. She began her career in Hollywood at age 6 as the voice of Pebbles Flintstone. If you remember that wonderful cartoon we used to watch on Saturday mornings. And then her career went on and evolved to include wonderful parts that are even like, they define certain generations. And in this case, it is the voice of Ducky from The Land Before Time. Come on over, Aria. It's just we all happen to be in the same spot. And it's like, why not? It's a completely different subject, but here she is.
Absolutely.
Aria Noelle Curzon.
Welcome, Aria. How are you?
I'm doing great. I've been enjoying watching this interview.
Isn't this
Very
incredible?
entertaining.
Thank you. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. And it's nice to have you here. And you have really crafted out and carved out a beautiful career for yourself as well. How did you first get involved in the entertainment industry, Aria?
Well, I was about 5 years old, and I guess expressed an interest. I loved old movies as a kid. I loved Shirley Temple, and my mom somehow, in the phone book found an agent and got me some interviews and eventually got me an agent. And I started getting into commercials and voiceover pretty quickly at about around the age of 6.
Wow, that's fantastic. And
Hi,
then
Renee. I see.
yeah, everybody's saying hello, and they let's see. Renee Katz in New York says, "What a most loving wife introduction by Alex. What a nice intro. Lucky her." And love Ducky, and Renee's son does too. Hello, Aria from Kathy Short. And Jeff says, "The Land Before Time was my favorite show growing up." And Mary Bishop welcomes you as well. Christopher in Ohio says, "Awesomeness." There's lots of levity. We call this show. The show is all positive and good times. And sometimes we get into some really deep, meaningful conversations about life with some of the guests and with the viewers as well. But it's a very viewer-centric show. So you see a lot of love and expression of that coming from the viewers around the world. So I always like to show the viewers comments to the guests as well, and they're loving you guys. We love the Flintstones and Ducky from Land Before Time. Hello, Aria. Nice to meet you as well. Are there any projects that you're working on now? Because I guess with VoiceWorks, you can probably do it out of the studio, right? Without having to go to the studio during this sort of, social distancing time we're in. Have you been able to do that?
Exactly. Yeah, it's been, people have kind of the perfect job. People have been working from their home studios for many, many years. And I'm kind of in the process of revamping all of my materials. We're like making a new demo and, having fun with that.
Oh,
and,
she's a wonderful singer as well. So the recording studio is the perfect place for Aria to be. And we have a perfect microphone for her to sing into. She has a vast background in the subject of musical theater and, professional
Do you
singer.
guys perform together on stage?
We have and we do. So we're just looking for the next opportunity to do exactly that.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. And acting as well, right, for you, Ari? Do you enjoy doing that too?
Oh yeah, I love it. It's always there, and there are projects that people are interested in having me involved in. It's just a matter of when they're actually going to be made at this point, when everything's going to go back to normal, and when funding comes into place and all of that. So it's kind of it's good to have friends who are working, who always want to keep you working in some way.
Yeah. Especially now during all of this, because especially with artists, because a lot of venues are closed, like in New York, Broadway's closed and Carnegie Hall is closed. All the theaters are closed, concert halls, comedy clubs, virtually almost everywhere. But I know in that area it's closed. So artists are having to sort of think on their feet, pivot, and be extra creative to stay, communicative with their audiences. And I'm sure you guys have been doing that as well, huh?
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. So, we had a few issues connecting with you using the desktop. I just wanted you to be aware that our last resort is this phone now that we're using, and apparently the battery is running low. So I just wanted to know that in advance.
So you were on the laptop before that was having issues, and then you switched to the phone. You're on the phone now?
Yeah, we switched to the phone early on. Yeah.
So the phone, what kind, is it an Android or an iPhone?
I think it's Zach's phone, so it's an iPhone. He said.
iPhone, okay. That could be where some of the issues are. iPhones aren't good with the streaming unless you've done the latest software download update. I love the way you look at each other. I love that. It's like, what the heck? We don't have time for download updates. We're here in our studio in Mexico. That is funny. How did you, Renee says, plug the phone in. They're telling you to plug the phone in to a wall outlet so you don't get cut off.
The whole shot might get messed up because it's, balanced very carefully.
Yeah. And then we can do this. There you go, like that. And then we
you going?
Oh.
Stay out.
Behind the scenes.
Okay.
It's crazy stuff, isn't it?
Oh,
The internet, is it, Aria, isn't the internet a crazy place?
oh my gosh, yes.
Because I do this work professionally, but usually in a television studio or on stage or radio station and everything. So the internet has its own mind.
Its own personality, yeah, its own
It could get
following.
right.
Very-
The way it freezes up on you, or it drops audio, or it doesn't want to play videos. It's
Yes.
but you see it, like you can watch we were talking about the other night with some guests, you can watch like the television networks and they'll be doing like a major interview with a politician or some leader. And then their picture is all distorted and their audio goes out and you're like, wow, that's the major TV networks. You figure that wouldn't be the problem, but everything is Wi-Fi. You know, if a bird flies over your studio or over the house, everything could be thrown off. It's crazy.
Absolutely. And I'm sure it'll get a lot better very quickly because more and more people are going to work from home and do all
That's
kinds of
right.
things.
Well, that's what it is. I think everything is overwhelmed because everybody's been thrust online that the systems are so overwhelmed. You know, the power and the signals are being pulled in so many different directions, I think. So like, you know, this time of night, probably everybody everywhere is on somewhere and the systems can only hold so much, but this is cool. I like this.
Okay, we're gonna go rogue here for a second because he's
Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
figure out how to plug this
There
in.
you go.
Okay. So, other side.
So if you're just joining us, folks, I am your host, Jim Masters. We're live on the Jim Masters Show Live. Our very special guests, Alex and Zachary DePue, accomplished and award-winning violinists. And we also have Aria Noelle Curzon. She's a brilliant actress. And just so everybody knows, they're not having an earthquake in Mexico. That's not what you're seeing. Don't worry. There's no earthquake happening in Mexico. This is the new world. This is the new world of internet, and yes, I hope they perfect this better. You know, the internet companies,
There you
and
go.
so we sure pay a fortune for all of it, right? Oh, that's nice. Oh, you got the green couch and everything. Yeah, that's cool. That's very like casual and very nice. And
Brady Bunch here. We're all gonna join, and now you're plugged in, so there's no excuses.
No,
So, the only thing you're missing is 3 Mexican margaritas or mojitos.
I just made a Jack and Coke.
Oh, is that? Yeah. I tell you, when you work on the internet, you need a Jack and Coke just to get through it all. It's funny. So, how did the two of you, Alex and Arya, how did you meet?
Well, I found him on MySpace, so that tells you how long it's been. I don't know, is he still there? Oh, okay. And that was about 13 years ago. I took up violin at the age of 16, so a little bit later than these two. And I saw his Owner of a Lonely Heart video that got millions of hits. I saw it on YouTube. And I tracked him down and asked if he taught lessons, and he did. I started out just before he went on tour with Steve Vai, and kept in touch ever since then, and then reconnected 2.5 years ago when we got together.
Jeff asks, did Alex win you over by getting on your roof and playing?
No, but that's not a bad idea, you know.
Would you like to do that now, Alex, for us? No. No. The answer to that would be no, we can't, Jim, because it's raining outside. So that's fantastic. So
the proposal, though, for them happened during a family concert, the DePue Brothers concert in our hometown of Bowling Green, Ohio. So we had a sold-out hall of 1,000 people, of family and friends, that had no idea what was about to happen, and the 4 brothers playing Pachelbel's Canon acoustically in that theater walked to the middle of the theater where there's an open area, and Aria had been walked to this spot, and we were playing this beautiful music, and our brother dropped the guitar and got on a knee and proposed right there. and it was really beautiful, surrounded by family and friends and everybody. It was really a unique.
That's very special. That's very, very
Cool.
beautiful. Really, really
There's
nice.
footage of it, shaky camera footage somewhere online, and it was amazing. It was an incredible moment.
So how do you like being there in Mexico, Aria? Beautiful, huh?
Oh, I love it. Where we are is beautiful, water on both sides, and it's like a bird sanctuary down the road, and it's lovely people, wonderful vibe. Overall, very, very happy. It's a very great place down here.
You know, we've been talking a lot on this show with some of the guests, how through everything that we've been going through, you know, as a nation, but also as a community globally, how the arts, music, especially music, and maybe nostalgic movies, maybe comedy, different things that bring beauty to our lives, that are constants, that can be very healing, that can get us through some of the roughest times in life, like a lot of people have been experiencing. Music especially is very healing and comforting, especially during times like this, wouldn't you say? And performance, the arts, you know, they have to be supported, and especially in the schools coming up. But it's important to appreciate it all, because these are the times when people really are turning to these things that are constants to find some joy in their lives when they look around and they hear such devastating news every day. It's really important to celebrate all of this, right? The arts.
Absolutely. It's been amazing to think and seeing so many people talking about what they've been doing during quarantine, and 9 times out of 10, everyone has dove into their album collection, their movies, their TV shows, reading more. You know, the creative arts have become more important than ever to people's lives to sort of enrich them, because there is no physical contact with each other for what now, 6 months. We're just starting to get back, and even still, we're not allowed to shake hands and hug each other, so it's still just very separated. And this platform, music and any art form really gives people an opportunity to still feel things in a way. So yeah, it's well put.
Absolutely. You agree, Alex and Arya? It's important to celebrate the arts now. Yeah.
I couldn't even have put that any better than he just did. Yeah, that was beautifully said.
It's really, really important. And you have the festival coming up. Anything beyond that, or it's to be determined based on how everything sort of, I guess, plays out in society, right?
Well, I sure wish I had a more concrete answer for you, but as it stands right now, there is talk of another performance through the same association. That's the Mainly Mozart Festival for October 25th. But as it stands right now, the only 4 dates that are currently on the schedule are those 4 that we've already talked about just a little bit. That's September 10th through the 13th up in San Diego at the Del Mar Fairgrounds.
Yeah.
If you look at the Mainly Mozart website, you'll certainly find a ticket link in there. And I guarantee you it's going to be well worth the admission.
They are planning concerts. Mainly Mozart has what's called the Festival Orchestra that normally happens in June. And it's an all-star orchestra of principal players from every major orchestra in the United States. But because of COVID, it got canceled in June, and she's rescheduled it for these drive-in concerts in October. So that October 21st through I don't know the exact dates, and I don't even know that she knows the exact dates yet, but they're planning on bringing in all of those wonderful principal players to San Diego to play part of the drive-in concert series. So the audience drives in, parks their car, and you either roll down your windows and listen to it, or they have it piped into a radio station, like a drive-in theater.
Yeah, this mysterious she that we keep alluding to, I think it's
Nancy.
Her name is Nancy Letourneau, and she has turned out to be a wonderful family friend to the DePue family, and also the founder and president, I believe, of the Mainly Mozart Festival. So a shout out to Nancy. Thank you.
Yeah. You know, there's no way that nobody is spotting that beautiful dog. You have puppy right there on your lap. Who do we have there? They spotted that. Our Loveities spotted that right away. Who's our other special guest?
Candy. And Candy, I've never been a pet person really at all, but she has made a convert out of me. She's the greatest little puppy
They're
I've
so
ever
cute
known.
together. It's ridiculous. He's cuddles her, loves her all the time, brings her everywhere. She's very spoiled.
Precious little puppy.
She's an older gal, actually, too. She's, 15 years old.
Wow, really?
Well,
12, excuse me.
I always go with around 12, but yeah, it's anybody's guess really, because I didn't.
She's a Chihuahua.
Chihuahua. Alex and Zach, is there anywhere that you, venue-wise, have always had on your bucket lists, your dream lists, that you would love to play in your careers? And could be anywhere around the world that you would, boy, that's some place that I would love to perform if I ever had the opportunity to.
I'll let you handle that one, Zach, because, I've already hit them. I've been with so many that I can't count them anymore.
Well,
Could be
between
the
the two of us,
Acropolis, it could be anything.
well, between the two of us, we've covered quite a bit of real estate when it comes to that, because Alex with Steve Vai and Chris Cagle, he's played everywhere from, the arena shows and the shed shows, so to speak, which is like a basketball arena converted into a concert stage. And I, playing it in the Philadelphia Orchestra for 5 years, I got to tour South America, Europe, Asia, Europe again, and the United States several times. And so got to play all the classical venues. I guess it would be, at this point in my life, who I would want to do something with and where.
Yeah.
And to answer that, I think it would be very cool to play the national anthem with Alex, two fiddles, at a Cleveland Browns Pittsburgh Steelers football game.
Wow.
Alex is a Steelers fan, and our family was raised as Cleveland Browns fans. And I just think that would be super cool.
That would be amazing.
Me too.
Oh,
Out in the freezing cold.
Oh boy, so that would be
that's yours.
our viewer Karen Iani, who's in Pittsburgh, and I think Mary Bishop is in Cleveland. So that would be that would be really, really interesting. That would be a cool venue too, huh?
That would be cool. And then maybe we could be playing shows that weekend at Severance Hall in Cleveland, which is one of the most special romantic concert halls in the world.
How about other CDs and other albums possibly in the works, either singularly or collectively?
I've been talking to Alex about doing a solo Bach album and putting something together to start taking around the country, churches, retirement communities, and just having a CD of solo Bach and starting to do something like that. Mainly because, I think concerts and performances, as they start coming back, number one, we're not allowed to necessarily, we have to keep this social distance with each other when we're performing. So it feels like an opportunity for an artist to really get to know their craft and themselves. And so I've thought about doing something like that as we start bleeding back into having live concerts.
As far as I go, and it has nothing to do with whether or not I've earned the popularity to do this, but I'm at a point in my life where, I'm 48 years old, and the greatest hits album isn't going to happen unless I do it before I'm gone. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that, because I would like to have organized all of my original content in the same album and in the same space.
That would be fantastic. Do you see yourself going back to touching upon the rock covers and things of that nature? Have a hankering to do that, Alex?
I do. And I've got a few still brewing. We released one not too long ago that is based on Huey Lewis and the News, Do You Believe in Love? That's a fun one. But I don't know what has been your experience with all of this madness, but as far as the response you get live in front of an audience versus that you get whenever you release a video on YouTube, it seems to me like it's awfully difficult these days just to get anybody's attention for more than 6 seconds.
On, you mean like YouTube now, or yeah?
YouTube, even Facebook.
Because there's so many people doing so many things now, and everybody's on it, and everybody, you know, even if you post a photo, half the people that used to see the photo don't even see it because they're so busy posting their own photos.
Exactly.
So it's becoming, I've noticed, yeah, it's sort of I don't know, it's kicking itself in the rear end. It's a great thing to have all of this, but now when you have, you know, 100% of the world all doing it at the same time, there's so many fabulous things that are being missed or not supported or just going by the wayside because everybody's doing the same thing, whether it's on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or Snapchat or this or that. Now you got 9 million things you have to keep up with and do, as opposed to just being trained to do what you do and have a show and a concert hall and knock them dead with a full audience and maybe do it a couple of nights and then go to the next city or whatever it is. Now you have to be tweeting and following and liking and commenting and posting, and you can get lost in just doing that you don't have time to do the work you really love, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
We've been trying to build a website for a year, so I don't know if you know anything about all that, but it's a lot.
It's like you really do need a degree in rocket science to run your own website, so we've discovered. But so far, so good. At least we have the shop up and running. AlexDePue.com, by the way.
/shop.
Well, there was something really cool. You were doing, I forgot what video it was, and people can see them on YouTube as well, where you said something like you were just about ready to do a song, and it's incredible. I encourage people to go check it out on YouTube. But the sense of humor, Alex, is really cool. You play with the audience, and you said something like, you know, and don't forget to get the CDs in the back there. You can get 1 for 13 or 2 for 40.
That's a favorite of mine. Yes.
That's it. And that's the thing too. You got to, you know, sometimes when people see anybody with an instrument that is so well respected as, you know, a violin or, you know, a cello, whatever, they expect you to just be serious. But sometimes throwing in a little humor, you know, one of my favorites that did that, and he had specials on public television. Matter of fact, we did a lot of co-hosting specials that he was a part of. A brilliant pianist, but a tremendous comedian at the same time, Victor Borga.
Victor Borga, we're big fans.
Oh, the blending of the extraordinary talent as a musician with the comedy was so unique. So sometimes, you know, having that, playing with the audience and playing off the audience, the energy of the audience can really be a really extraordinary experience for everybody, right?
Well, absolutely. And you know, I think that for a gentleman like Victor Borga, you know, I think that as far as I have heard and understood, you know, in the folklore of his being, is that he actually had a bit of stage fright as a classical performer, and the humor gave a release for him on stage, because, you know, when you get on stage and you're playing this serious classical music with all this preparation and execution and the perfection and everything needs to be just and it can really ruin a lot of artists because of that pressure of perfection. And I think that he found an avenue of humor to deal with just that became his gold mine of career.
Yeah.
And what an incredible career he had.
Yeah, he said these are very important notes. He says this is very important. This is because without this, you can't have. I love that joke. That's Victor Borga joke.
Before you put that away, show us that. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. Tell us about that. Tell us about that one.
Well, this violin was custom made by Andrew Glasser as he developed his very first line of electric violins to be released to the market. So I helped him along the way with regard to measuring the distance of the strings off of the fingerboard and the height of the bridge and the spacing between the strings, and it plays great. So this is the very first prototype he made of the new electric violin and was premiered in performance at the 2016 Summer Olympics with Miguel de Hoyos. So I have a Mexican counterpart down here. Musically, we have a duo together, and fabulous intermingling of this twisted American rocked out violin we spoke of, along with a very native, authentic Mexican groove. And then you've got something to talk about right there. That's
That is, yeah, that is. Have you found that you guys have become collectors of the string instruments? Are you always looking for different ones to add to the collection and to master, different shapes, different materials they're made out of?
it certainly is getting that way. I've never been much of a gear junkie, but within this last year, specifically 2020, I've been introduced to the world of truly wonderful violins, acoustic violins from the 1700s, and my tastes have changed. So it's awfully difficult to get done playing something on a violin that's worth, say, $600,000 and then go back to, well, you know, back to what I
have. What you love and sounds incredible when you play. It's as much the person playing it as it is what they're playing it on. How about you, Zach? Are you making a collection of sorts as well?
Well, I've lived in the classical world from graduating school, and I have collected old Italian violins, 2 of them, one of which I actually just sold, sadly for me, but I'm happy for the player. That was a 1757 Ferdinand Galliano violin that I started my career on, and I now own a 1846 Joseph Rocca. Rocca, you know, it's not a name. Most people only know of Stradivarius and Guarnerius as the 2 makers, but Rocca, if you will, arguably is one of the top 2 makers from the 19th century. Stradivarius and Guarnerius are 18th century makers. You know, you go forward 100 years, Rocca is one of the great makers from the 1800s, 19th century. So I have that, and I have a nice bow collection. My main bow is actually previously owned by Joseph Silverstein, or Silverstein, that Alex has talked about and you've talked about today. I have Joey's old Pajot French bow, and so that's my main setup. And then I have several other bows that I love to play as well, but it's all in the classical world, if you will. I have one fiddle that's set up to be plugged in with a 1/4 inch, but I don't have all of the capabilities. I don't have the pedal board, and I haven't messed with all of the sound effects that a cat like Alex has.
The times are changing now.
It's
Yeah, he's getting more interested in the acoustic Italian thing, and maybe I'm gonna go start plugging in and, you know, play every venue that he has played, and he'll play every venue that I've played.
Somebody asked if you guys have played the Sydney Opera House.
I have with my trio, Time for Three. I had a string trio called Time for Three that I was a member of for 15 years. They're still in existence. We had a concerto written for us by Chris Brubeck, the son of Dave Brubeck.
Oh, yeah.
And Chris wrote us a concerto, and we took that around all over the world. We played with the Sydney Symphony, actually live on a national Australian radio from the Opera House. I think now it's been 6 years, but what an incredible experience. Wonderful place, venue, people. We had a wonderful time.
That is fantastic. How about Royal Albert Hall? Ever play there?
Yeah, I mean, I have not, but one of my favorite albums ever is, oh boy, now I'm not going to think of the name of the guy, but he's John McLaughlin, live at the Royal Festival Hall. And oh my God, Trilot Gertu on the drums, this Indian drummer who has his cymbals are just 4 inches off of the stage, and he plays like on his knees and somehow is able to operate all the pedals, and an amazing album. It's all live. John McLaughlin live.
I played Royal Albert Hall, the same concerto with Time for Three, with the BBC Symphony, and the biggest experience or the lasting memory I have from that is that in the dressing room, on the mirror, there's a sticker that says, "You are now performing, or you are now about to perform in the greatest concert hall in the world." And I read that and I thought to myself, I think Carnegie might have something to say about that. I think the Music Verein in Vienna might have something to say about that. But regardless, the energy in that place, especially during the proms, which is the festival that we were playing a part of, was an incredible experience. The people are there only to hear music with energy and love and passion, and that's all they care about. And they will, the floor has no seats for the proms. They're all standing. Right. So they're standing through a 2-hour performance and loving every second of it. And yes, what an incredible venue to be a part of.
When you were at Carnegie Hall, Alex, what was that like? I mean, that's another, I've not played there, but I've hosted and been master of ceremonies for a lot of special events and concerts at Carnegie Hall as the MC. But playing, as a musician, what was that like for you? That early experience must have been pinching yourself.
For me, it was really an ethereal experience. It really was. And at that age 14, to look up and see the baton of the guy that I've idolized for so many years, and to be sitting directly underneath that baton in particular. And, the ambiance and the nuances that come along with playing Carnegie Hall are all acoustic miracles, really. But it's also the selection of music that we were playing that particular year with the National Guild Youth Symphony Orchestra. And it included the theme from Platoon. If you know that piece of music, it's actually called the Adagio for Strings by Samuel Barber. It's a beautiful piece of music.
Yeah, it's an incredible.
I can say that the word numbing comes into mind when I think of walking out in Carnegie Hall for the first time. I was playing a string quartet with my brother Jason, and we had coached for 3 weeks at the Isaac Stern workshops at Carnegie Hall back in 1999. We were just in college, and I'll never forget, they opened the door for our performance, and I took the first step and the clapping started, and I literally, like a shot of numb goosebump went right up my spine. I can't explain it other than that's exactly what I felt when I started walking out on that stage, and I bowed and sat down, and it was like, okay, come back to earth, man. Like, you have to play. Wow. It was that overwhelming.
It's extraordinary, and to have these experiences, and many more to come, is really just a testament to your individual, right? Exactly. Fingers and toes crossed. A testament to your individual and collective skill and talents and prowess and resilience and understanding the craft and appreciating it, and the versatility that you both have. This family legacy of music within the family, early inspired by, parents, and just really getting that fostered at an early age, and then running with it in so many different ways and really mastering it. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. If you guys were not doing this, what would you be doing? What would the career plan B have been for either of you? Would you be lawyers? Would you be...
That's a great question. It's one that I'm often asked. My go-to answer for many decades was exactly what you mentioned, a lawyer. My dad believed that I was quite good at arguing my point. So I feel like that's probably true, but at the same time, and after having a good look at all of what life has to offer, I've changed my answer now, and it just might be in the vicinity of computer programming on some level, because that's the future that we're headed towards.
Yeah. How about you, Zach? What would you be?
I would,
Judging by that glass that you're caressing, I would say a bartender or
I would probably own a bar.
yeah.
Honestly, I love the game of golf,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I adore the game. And I think probably if I had been encouraged to play golf instead of violin, and it has so many elements, so many minute details to its craft, which
Yeah.
are very similar. And then, of course, the plan and execution of that game is very similar to the plan and execution of performing
Yeah.
for a violinist.
Right.
So I relate to that. The other area of the world that I think I've always thought would be therapy, psychology, psychiatry, the human mind, the human behavior and experience, and helping people. I do enjoy people, and so I've always thought that would probably be the area that I would want to delve into. And when you're teaching the violin, you are in many ways a therapist and trying to help somebody unlock their mind to allow their body to do what it needs to do to make it sound great.
Well described. Hey, Jim, what's the answer for you, my friend?
Instead of going into television and radio, broadcasting, journalism, acting, hosting, all these different things I've done, which I studied in high school, college, and then went right into the industry working for television network stations, PBS, all these different places. Architecture and design. I took all of the classes in mechanical drawing, and I really I'm very visual. So I love architecture. I also love gardening and landscape. And so those worlds sort of came together, and I still love architecture. And I'm sure you're surrounded by a lot of beautiful Mexican architecture where you are there, real old style, lots of vivid colors and things of that nature. So architecture and design for me, again, still creative, lending very similarly visually to what I do in television and the arts. But yeah, architecture and design would have been, I wanted to be Mike Brady on the Brady Bunch. The architect, build the house with the stairs, and
Wow.
Tiger the dog.
All your answers are inspiring me. But my
What would
problem
your
is,
answer be?
being interested in everything was like my problem growing up. I definitely I resonated with his answer of psychology, because I've always thought that the humanity, I mean, there's so much untapped stuff in our brains still, and I think the more we understand each other, the better we'll be as a whole. But my first answer when I was like thinking about this initially was I would have an animal sanctuary and be like an exotic animal doctor. And
Tiger King.
Tiger King. It could be the Tiger Queen. That's fine with me. I mean, maybe, or there's, I don't know, dolphins. I've always loved dolphins. So marine biology would be another fun one. Yeah.
That's nice. That's beautiful. Again, all of these things really beautify the world and bring people together. And therapy, therapists, that's through, music is therapy and healing in so many different ways, isn't it?
Absolutely. There's a study actually in Indianapolis at Eskenazi Hospital that's been ongoing. One of the major donors of the Symphony brought me in to take part in the discussion of music on the brain and its healing powers, not only listening to, but actually, and if you have a neurologist watch you perform, they will tell you that as a performer, your brain, which has, I guess, 7 different areas to it, is firing on all 7 levels: emotional, physical, all of the different things that your brain requires. Your brain is literally firing in all cylinders when you're playing a musical instrument, from the technical to the emotional to like just everything. And so it's really fascinating as a healing element to those suffering with dementia, Alzheimer's. They found some amazing cases where somebody that is clearly flew the cuckoo's nest, so to speak, can sit down and still play the piano and play it beautifully and perfectly. So that element of music, it's called, they call the whole study music on the brain. And it is tied in major artists. Renee Fleming is a big advocate for the healing powers of music, listening to and playing, specifically classical music. It's complication and different levels that it requires the listener to hear when taking it in. It's not just a groove, but there's so many textures and levels to it. So it's a big discussion, I think, nowadays in the health community.
Yeah, and there was a survey, wasn't there, that if kids hear 12 minutes, just 12 minutes a day of classical music, it actually boosts their IQ.
It's very true. There was also not to downgrade rock and roll, because I love rock and roll, but there was a study with plants where they had plants growing from inception to music, and they had a speakers on the side of each plant, and the plant with classical music ongoing, the plant grew towards the speakers, and the rock and roll, the plant grew away from the speaker.
What does that tell you about today's society?
It just
Well, animals too. Animals respond. I mean, I remember our various family dogs with certain kinds of music, especially instrumental music, certain sounds, and a lot of it would be string instruments, maybe flutes, light piano, different sounds like that, where the dog would have the head almost right next to the speaker and would be loving, and the cat too would be loving the sounds. My sister had a cockatiel, and to be bouncing up and down to the beat of the music. I mean, animals really respond to it as well, right?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, those are my favorite videos. The ones of the birds dancing. They have really good rhythm. It's impressive.
The fiddle player playing for the elephants.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, that's out there too.
My animals like when he plays, but my old dog who passed away last year, anytime I would start playing the violin, he would wake up out of a dead sleep and leave the room. So he did not. So it really depends on who you're listening to.
Aria is really coming along on the violin, so don't let her fool you.
I just don't practice. So.
So how does it feel to be surrounded by two guys who are just providing so much fabulous music? You've got music all around you, Aria, huh? Must be really cool.
It's been beautiful today. I mean, I always have this guy who's amazing, and I get to hear him all day, every day. But the two of them together as brothers, and with all their history and the beautiful music they were producing, it's amazing. You get to see that or hear it in your own living room. So
absolutely.
It's been great.
Absolutely. I asked the guys, some of the things that they would like to do down the line. How about you, Aria? Is there a dream gig? Would you like to be on a sitcom, in a documentary, a drama, some other animated characters? Do you have something that is sort of on your path in entertainment as well, Aria?
I love that question. There's been several, in the various genres of acting. I would love to be in a Pixar film. I would love to do something really big like that, voiceover wise. I love them as a company. I'd always, of course, love to be on Broadway. Who wouldn't?
Yeah.
I grew up in the TV and film side of things. I didn't do as much theater as a kid, so.
She keeps talking about her career like she's all washed up at the age of 35.
Hey, 32.
32.
Thank you.
And I'm here to tell you that, she's still movie star gorgeous. So.
He loves me very much.
I tell you, there is lots of levity. This show has a lot of levity, and I see the levity right here, huh?
I'm moving out, man.
I guess that's it. Well, guys, this was really amazing, and I'm glad that we got a chance to not only have this great conversation, learn more about all of you, your passions, your desires, your experience, how you first got started in the creative arts, the incredible things you've accomplished, the things that you would like to do, the fact that you've worked together and as well as independently, and you're still creating and you're still looking for additional opportunities to share your your mastery of the craft, and sampling some of the incredible material through some of the videos as well as the live performance. I mean, who could, with us here in the New York area, and you guys thousands of miles away in Mexico, for all of this to come together with the fingers crossed with internet and everything, was really an extraordinary experience. And all of you are welcome to join us anytime you like. The door is always open, and everybody loved it around the world. All these beautiful comments, and I hope you guys enjoyed your time with me as much as I have with each of you.
It was exactly that for us. Thank you so much for having us, Jim.
It was a pleasure. It was an absolute pleasure. Thank you, Zach and Alex, Aria, the trifecta of fabulous entertainment right here on the show. Now, when we hang up, what are you going to do next? That's what everybody wants to really know. Are you going to make tuna fish sandwiches or something? What do you got?
There's a giant salmon fillet waiting in the that's defrosting.
Yes.
Nice.
And we're going to do that. And Alex and
I'll be beelining it for the bathroom.
I think I saw a Corona. That would do it. And what do you have? Just tea or coffee or anything?
Oh yeah, just tea. No, it's Controy. What the bottle says Controy. So
Very nice. Very nice.
I feel like
it's happy hour here in Mexico.
This is all levity on this show. There's nothing too heavy. It's just good times, and the audience is saying thanks to all. Renee says, Alex, don't tell her age.
or get it right if you're gonna tell it. I'm not ashamed of my age, but
not at all. Crystal Nolan, who's in Connecticut, says, continue to spread your passion, music throughout the world. Renee says, thanks so much for coming on the show tonight. Aria, Alex, and Zach, it was great to see you. Kathy Short says, this has been a fabulous evening of entertainment. Thank you. Christine Clifton in North Carolina, all the Lovities, thank you for your time and sharing your talents and your stories tonight with us. So lots of love from the viewers and from us here. And we really thank you guys. You're the best. And I hope, whether on the West Coast or wherever, if I'm out on a TV shoot, we'll maybe get together, break some bread, and maybe see you guys perform and pour some wine together. I would love to do that.
That'd be great.
That would be awesome.
It would be cool. It would be cool. Thanks, guys. You have spent a good deal of time with us, and we really appreciate it. I think the audience has a good understanding of your backgrounds and why you guys do what you do so well. So it was a real pleasure, and you have a great rest of your day. And thanks for being with us on the show. Okay.
Thanks, Jim. Take care, man.
You enjoy and take care, and we'll talk again.
All right, man. Be
Have
well.
a good night. Bye-bye now. Amazing, wouldn't you say? That was absolutely cool. They spent a good amount of time with us, even with the craziness of the, they were in Mexico, actually 2 hours south of San Diego and Tijuana. So the fact that the signal even, and their laptop had an issue, and then they switched to the phone, but it was an iPhone. You have to download the latest software. Then the battery was going, then they plugged it in. Whew, it's crazy stuff on the internet. But also here, we're good here, but we have a lot of elements with this show. We have photos, we have graphics, we have video, then we have live performances, then we had 3 guests. So, a lot of shows just have one person talking or one person doing something, on a guitar or whatever they're doing. This show has a lot of different elements that are happening at once, and everything has to sort of come together. The photos, the video clips, the graphics, the conversation, all these different elements. So it's really amazing, too, that we pull it off every night. It sure is. And my hair is longer, as you can see it now coming back live. I just want to show you something very special. That what you just saw was some bits of the actual episode where Alex and Zach and Arya were special guests on the show, and Alex and Arya hadn't been married yet, but they were, as you could see, totally in love. It was some of the stories that Zach shared, all that great playing live for us. Sort of it, they had a repertoire of things they were going to play, but then they also threw some special things in for us that night. It was just really a very special episode. So we are celebrating and remembering Alex. And I just want to let you know as well, and don't go anywhere because we have some special things we want to show you before we do wrap our show. Alex's brother, Zach, is actually watching right now live from Indianapolis, Indiana. And he sent this quick message to me off the air. He said, "Dear Jim, I'm tuned in right now. It's eerie to be watching this, but very moving. And I'm incredibly grateful to you for doing this. Much love from Indianapolis, Zach." And that's Zachary DePue, Alex's brother, and of course, part of the DePue Brothers Band, and an incredible talent himself, extraordinary talent himself. The whole family is so multi-talented. As mentioned, they were talking about the engagement and the proposal, specifically actually that incredible proposal that Alex was able to pull off in their hometown of Bowling Green. And wow, absolutely unbelievable. And it was very moving, and it was very special, and it was musical. And we actually have it here for all of you. This is where Alex is actually proposing in front of a sold out audience in Bowling Green, proposing to Aria. And she said yes. Here it is. Absolutely stunning and beautiful in front of a sold out crowd, a sold out audience that was completely blown away themselves, as was Aria. And beautifully done, Alex, with class and taste. That's what you call Loveity on the Jim Master Show Live. And of course, Aria said yes, and they were married just last year in 2021. So again, our hearts and our deepest condolences and sympathies go out to Aria and Zachary and their families, Alex's family, Aria's family, everybody, family, friends, and fans, and those who love them dearly. Absolutely. Life is short. We talk about that sometimes on our show. With all the levity and all the entertainment, we have some deep, poignant conversations. And oftentimes we talk about how precious the pandemic has really shown us all these teachable moments, and how empathy and kindness is so incredibly important every day, not just during pandemics, but every single day. Life is not guaranteed for any of us. And we've seen a lot of it actually too, in the celebrity world. And I know other people personally who have passed recently. And so none of it's guaranteed, and it's all precious, and it's all valuable, and we're all important, and we all have value, and we all have, a story and a message to tell. And share the levity, as we always say. I do have another incredible video to share with you here. I mentioned we would have some more very special treats for you. This is Alex, absolutely. If he hadn't already done it for us, as we remember and celebrate Grammy-nominated violinist and the fiddler, Alex DePue, here on the Jim Master Show Live. And thanks for being with us. All the great comments, all the levity, and Alex's family's watching, and Aria's family, and Aria is watching, and Zachary, and it's just absolutely beautiful. I want to show you this. It's a more recent video that they had put together, The Greatest Violin, the Fiddler. And this is Alex knocking it out of the park. Again, you saw some elements of his extraordinary musicianship and his talent. And what was so cool, as you can see, is he's so big on wanting to inspire others and teach others, young minds, and really, he was doing online teaching and in person, and it's just really, and then creating the record company so other artists can get, their voice and, have a place to celebrate their music as well, spontaneousrecords.com. Here is, it's very funny too. I noticed in the beginning of the show, we worked so hard to put this entire show together quickly. Our shows normally are very involved because of just the length of our shows and the content. And this is, even though it's on the internet, we really do this like an entertainment, lifestyle, variety talk show series, like a television show, like the old school TV shows, as I always mention, Johnny Carson, Dick Cavett, but with a modern twist, modern vibe of today. So I had noticed in the beginning, maybe I shouldn't say anything because maybe you didn't notice it. We had, where it says the Jim Master Show Live, we left the S off and it said the Jim Master Show Live. My own name I misspelled. That's because we were so focused on making sure that everything was perfect for the rest of the show and the content, and just making sure that it had the vibe and the feel. But it is the Jim Masters with the S show. We worked very hard for that S, our family, that British name, Masters. So it is the Jim Masters Show Live. It's funny because people say to me now, you talk to customer service on the phone and they're like, I say Jim Masters, and they say, how do you spell that? Is it that with one M or two? I'm like, what? Here is, again, we always find a way to laugh. You have to laugh too. Don't forget to laugh. When the days get rough, make sure you laugh. Take a look at this. The Greatest Violin, the Fiddler, Alex DePue. This is absolutely extraordinary. Enjoy, and then we'll be back. Mm. Unbelievable, wouldn't you say? Unbelievable talent and passion and enthusiasm and such extraordinary skill, gang, wouldn't you say? Um, I wanted to wrap with that, and because that is him doing his thing, what he loves so much, that he's studied since he was a kid, classically, and then he could just take on, literally whatever genre. And there he is again when he was doing his thing when he was a kid, working his way all the way up. If you're just joining us, definitely give this one a rewatch here on our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. If this is the first time you've joined us, I'm your host, Jim Masters. This is what we do here on the Jim Masters Show Live, Entertainment Lifestyle Talk Show series. On this particular episode, something a little bit different because it's a special tribute episode remembering and celebrating our friend and a recent guest on the show, the incredible life of Grammy-nominated violinist, producer, teacher, the Fiddler, Alex DePue. If you're joining us late, Alex passed away in Mexico, coming back from the studio. Matter of fact, the episode where you just saw Alex and Zachary and Arya is the studio where Alex was coming from. And he passed away while driving back to California, matter of a week or so ago. So it's very fresh and it's very recent. And so to the family watching and everybody watching, we send again our deepest sympathies, our love, our Loveity as we call it. Just want to show you this too. Take a look at just the collection of some of the amazing music. The music, Alex may be gone, but the music isn't. The website, www.the and then hyphen or dash fiddler hyphen or dash llc.com has all of his music. You can shop and everything there. Also spontaneousrecords.com is fantastic too, celebrating lots of great artists. But these are some of his works, just some of them. And again, we had such a fun time with Alex when he was a guest on the show. And he put his heart and soul in everything. So this was, again, something special we wanted to do. We were trying to think. I was thinking, because the news came to us, and we've been celebrating a few of the recent passings. I mentioned we did a special episode, which you can also see on our YouTube channel, celebrating another actually close family friend and dear friend, Ronnie Spector, who was the lead singer of the Ronettes, legendary singer. She passed away recently, 2 weeks ago, and our families are very close, and we did a tribute there as well. But wanted to do something special and something to remember Alex, because again, he was so gracious to give us what was a good amount of time, and Zach and Aria as well. And you even learned that Aria was the voice of Pebbles. Isn't that cool? Yeah. And I'd love to have her on too at some point, and we can talk about her career, maybe have Zach back as well. And at some point, but take a look at some of these wonderful comments. And thank you very much. That is the super chat, super sticker, which you're able to do when the show is live. You're able to do that in the chat. When you subscribe to the YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV, which is a bonus as a subscriber, you get to chat in our online chat while the show is live, so we can see, what you're saying and what you're thinking as the show is happening. And Ann just supported the show with the super sticker. And what happens is that you get a bold color, the comment rises to the top. I personally thank you on the air, and we thank you for that, Ann. You've been very generous. And Jane says, wonderful. She's watching in Sweden. Sherry Larson says, now that is romantic. Absolutely. She's watching it in Kansas, USA. Kathleen Walker, beautiful, wonderful tribute prayers for Alex's family and friends. Kathleen Walker in New York City. Thank you very much, Kathleen. And, I was thinking what to do. So I wanted to just mix it with some music, some tribute, your comments live, my thoughts as well. pulling up some segments from the episode that they were on in case you didn't see it the first time. And I know many of you said you were happy to see some segments that we pulled from the guest appearance. This was a great tribute show. Thank you, Jim, from Jane in Sweden. The pleasure is all mine. She also says, hello, Zach. My condolences to you and the family for your loss. Very beautifully said. If you are enjoying the show, we would love it if you subscribe to our YouTube channel and share this channel with everybody. Tell them about our series. We're here just about every single day live with guests that come in from all around the world and viewers that watch from all around the world. Sherry Larson says, thank you, Jim, for this wonderful tribute. Such a talented man, lost too soon. So sorry for your loss, Aria. Absolutely. I second that emotion, Sherry, and always great when you're here with us on our fantastic community that we've created here. This is really a wonderful family that we've created. As much as it is a show, it is really something special. Renee Oscom, thank you so very much, Renee. Loveity Renee. All of these are the Loveities. Alex would have wanted us to laugh some, remembering him. I agree, and we sure did. And we sure did on that episode, didn't we, Renee? It was really something. Melody Faith Clark says, I love the last clip. Man, he shreds the fiddle. Love forever, Alex. Melody, thank you very much for being with us as well. And Aria and Zach and the family. Merlin in Canada says, wow, he made it look so easy. Didn't he? He sure did. I studied violin, in early teenage years, but he knocks it out of the park. And Zach too. So I agree there. Merlin in Canada and Ontario, he really was an amazing fiddler. Wow. Yeah, he certainly was. And person too. Thank you, Jane in Sweden. And Kathleen Walker says, wow, he was amazing. Absolutely. Jen Barry in Pennsylvania says, I'm playing me tambourine now in remembrance, respect, and love to Alex and his knowledge of music and musicianship. Wow. And says, wow, that was amazing. Anne's watching in Southern California. Jen's watching in Allentown, Pennsylvania, and everybody that's watching all around the world. We thank you so very much for all of these beautiful comments coming in here. Virginia, welcome to the Jim Masters Show Live. It's so wonderful to have you here. We are here for Aria. That is beautiful. Hey, Aria, love you from Virginia. She says, hi to everybody. Hello to you. Welcome to our show, Virginia. She also says, I wouldn't have known about Alex and his music if it wasn't for Aria, and I love his music, and even more when they both played together. Absolutely. So beautiful words coming in here. Jen Barry says, sending forever healing energies. Love to everyone tonight. Absolutely. Beautiful stuff. So thank you, gang. You really are fantastic. And again, we wanted to do something. That's what we're all about here at the show. Wanted to do something in honor, especially now because it's pretty recent. And I know the pain is pretty raw. With Ronnie Spector, it is as well, too. So many people. Renee says, thank you again, Jim, for doing this wonderful tribute show for Alex. And many thanks for having them on the show. I was so shocked when I found out Alex had passed. Yes, you were the one that told me. And I couldn't believe it as well. It's such a, burst of energy. But he left his mark, didn't he? What an impression he left. There's people that come into your life, whether you know them personally or they just come in through the screen or on stage or whatever it is, passing ships, and they leave this impression in this window of time that they have or that they've been given. They fill it with so much. Saving this great tribute show. He was an incredible fiddler. Good night, everyone. And Jim, Jane in Sweden, thank you very much. Merlin says, thank you, Jim. Thank you as well. My pleasure. And Melody Faith Clark, thank you for a wonderful tribute, Jim. Melody, the pleasure is absolutely all mine. Again, we celebrate. And we don't say goodbye. We always say, for those of you that watch this show, we say we don't say goodbye on the Jim Masters Show Live. Even with my, 20-minute see you laters, That's what we end up saying. We say, see you later. We don't say goodbye. We say, we'll see you later. And with Alex, we sure will. All right, gang. This was really, again, something quite special. And I'm glad that you were here with us and throughout the whole show. If you'd like to see it again, you can watch it right here. It's housed exclusively right here on our YouTube channel. So if you know folks that would really like to enjoy this and watch this, even if they were not familiar with Alex's work and Zachary and Aria, tell them to go to our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV, and you can see this episode. And believe it or not, over 630 more episodes of our series. Help us grow. Tell everybody about the Jim Masters Show Live. We would love that here on our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. Channel dedicated to entertaining, informing, and educating and inspiring with the Jim Masters Show Live and everything else that we do here. And again, while you're there, boy, gang, we would really love it if you haven't done it. Subscribe to the YouTube channel and click the notification bell so you never miss any of our episodes. And also give this episode a like. And leave a comment on the YouTube channel as well. As much as I know you guys love chatting during the live show, which is fantastic. That's exclusive for our subscribers. And if you have subscribed tonight so you can chat, stay a subscriber. I think you'll enjoy what we do here at the Jim Masters Show Live. It's something quite unique and special. Sherry Larson says, we're glad we're here with us tonight. Aria, Melody, and Zach sending lovely hugs. Thank you, Sherry. Absolutely. They're all watching tonight, and I'm sure they'll be, sharing this on our YouTube channel with everybody else that might not have had a chance to watch it tonight. It'll be available again on our YouTube channel, as all of our episodes are. Jen Barry says, to Alex's family, so sorry for your loss. To keep him alive is to keep him alive in your heart. Blessed be. So mote it be. Yeah. Beautiful. Really gorgeous. Great stuff. Again, their website, the fiddler-llc.com. And we are at Jim Masters TV on YouTube. One more comment, and then we'll saddle up and call it a show. We won't say call it a night, because some people watch this again in the morning, the afternoon. It's available 24/7 on our YouTube channel. So we'll just say Auf Wiedersehen, sayonara, ciao, cheers, slancha. Good night, everyone, from Kathleen in New York City. Take care, stay safe, be kind. Say I love you to loved ones. It can mean the world to them. Love you all. Kathleen, right back at you, my friend, right back at you. And to everybody watching the Jim Masters Show Live. Again, we say farewell to Alex. And we say thank you very much for being with us here on this episode of the Jim Masters Show Live Entertainment Lifestyle Talk Show Series, where we are truly bringing back the lost art of conversation. For all of us here, thank you for joining us. Again, share the Loveity, spread the word about our series. Tell everybody you know about what we do here, kind of like a TV show on the internet. Want to let you know I've got an amazing guest tomorrow you won't want to miss. He's a dear friend. He's an extraordinary film producer, actor. He actually was in Gossip Girl as Frank Meltzer. He has just completed a brand new movie that he produced, and we're going to be talking about that and so much more. He's a prolific producer. He's worked with major talent. He's an actor himself. He's been on television and movies. And again, he was on Gossip Girl. My buddy, David Gear, is going to be with us live tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, here on the Jim Masters Show Live on YouTube at Jim Masters TV. And I want to let you know also on Saturday, live from Ireland, Celtic Woman, violinist, speaking of violinist and fiddler extraordinaire, singer and harpist, Tara McNeil is going to be with us at a special time, 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific, right here. And that'll be 7 p.m. in the UK and in Ireland as well. And on Monday, actress and author Blanca Blanco from California. She is extraordinary. She's been on television, movies, so much more. She wrote this book called Breaking the Mold. She's going to be talking about her story of surviving immigration, abuse, bullying, racism, poverty, and even COVID. She and her family. She is extraordinary. She's coming up on Monday. That's going to be absolutely amazing. I want to let you know next week, too, legendary TV game show host Wink Martindale. He hosted legendary shows like Tic-Tac-Doe and High Rollers and Gambit. Also a legendary American radio host and DJ and so much more. And his wife, Sandra, they're both going to be joining us together on the Jim Masters Show Live next week. Wink Martindale himself, you've seen him on classic TV shows. Just Google his name, you'll see everything he's done. And his lovely wife, Sandra, they're going to be with us next week. And speaking of more music, acclaimed jazz trumpeter and director of the Count Basie Orchestra, Scotty Barnhart's going to be with us. That is on Friday of next week. Starring in the new Hulu movie,